A beginner's guide to long-term disability claims. Has your doctor told you that you're unable to work and suggested that you apply for your long-term disability benefits? Well, what do you do if that's the case? I want you to understand that if you're just starting to learn about long-term disability claims, it can feel overwhelming. And this is a simple guide that we give to all of our clients. Now, first, you need to understand that long-term disability insurance is supposed to provide income replacement if you're unable to work due to a medical condition or conditions that are covered under the terms of your disability policy or plan. You may have bought your disability insurance policy through your employer or enrolled in their plan, or you may have bought a private disability insurance policy through an agent. But I will tell you that the games that disability carriers like Unum, Cigna, Hartford, and Prudential play are the same. First thing we need to understand is what are the terms of your policy or plan? Number two, what notice do you have to give to the disability carrier or plan, and when do you have to give that notice? Number three, how do you go about filing a claim? Number four, what is it that you need to do to file a claim? Are there forms that you need to complete? How do you complete those forms? And by the way, how you complete those forms can make all the difference in whether you get your disability benefits or not. Next, medical documentation is really key. It's not just about having a diagnosis, because disability carriers, quite frankly, don't care about the diagnosis most of the time. What they're interested in is what are your restrictions and limitations that would prevent you from doing your own or any occupation, and what's the objective basis for those restrictions and limitations. You obviously need to understand what it is you have to prove. So that's the next tip. As I said, there's no uniform disability policy or plan. Some policies will define the term disability as an inability to do the material and substantial duties of your occupation, while others will say the inability to do one of the duties of your occupation, while others may say significant duties, and heaven knows what that means unless it's defined by the terms of the policy. The other thing that you need to understand is the proof. There are times where that disability policy will say you have to submit objective proof, and they'll define what objective is. And they will say that your complaints of pain without objective findings to substantiate it just doesn't count. You also need to understand what your obligations are in the terms of this policy. Do you have to undergo a not so independent medical examination? Do you have to apply for your Social Security disability benefits so that they can offset your benefits by whatever you get or what your children get? And you can hear in my tone that you don't want to go alone in this process, because handling an ERISA disability claim involves a complex area of the law. Insurance law can be difficult. Understanding the terms of the policy can be difficult. Understanding ERISA law can be also difficult and complex. And I will tell you that there are many lawyers who think that they can handle an ERISA disability case. There are personal injury lawyers who think that this is just a contract dispute, and they're going to hold the best evidence till the end of the day. This is not a contract dispute. This is an ERISA disability dispute, and there are very specific rules, regulations that govern it and govern when an appeal has to be submitted. There's also, as part of this ERISA complex, if you will, the analysis that various circuits have done about the burden of proof, the standard of review, and most lawyers don't understand this, much less the applicable circuit law that applies to ERISA disability cases. So you can see that there are a lot of things that you need to be doing to protect your interest if your doctor has told you that you're unable to work. Call us today at 727-894-3188 for a complimentary consultation. We can help you regardless of where you live in the United States, and be sure to check out our other videos and to request our books on the long-term disability ERISA claims process.